Welcome to the Idaho Business Podcast, the only Idaho podcast focused on providing profits for Idaho people. If you love our state and love small business, you are in the right place. We interview local legends, learn business, and have way too much fun doing it. You're listening to the Idaho Business Podcast with your friend, host, and all-around great guy and owner of New Clean Commercial Cleaning, Spencer Ward.
Welcome to the show again. Last show of the year. 2024 is coming to an end. I hope you guys were able to accomplish what you wanted to accomplish in 2024. I hope you have a firm grasp of what you want to accomplish come 2025. And I know it's going to be a good year because I'm visualizing a good year for myself. And I know it's going to happen, and I know it can happen for you guys. So as always, we're sponsored by Health West, great organization, great health organization. Google them where they're closest to you within Idaho, and bring your friends, your family, and give them a try. And they can definitely help you. We're also sponsored by my companies, New Clean Commercial Cleaning and Commercial Cleaning Services, covering pretty much from Burley all the way up to the Rexburg area, up to even St. Anthony. Give us a call, 208-254-7070, and we can help you with all your janitorial needs. And if you tell us that you heard about us on the podcast, we will offer you a free office sterilization, no strings attached. We have a new technology that we put in your office. We can even run it while you guys are there. We don't even have to be there, and it will take away all the germs from your office, reset the office for you. It won't take away the germs that are coming from old Paul and Nancy breathing them, but it will help dramatically and keep you functioning there. So tell us that you heard about us on the podcast, and we'll make that happen for you. All right, guys and gals, in the past, I've told you over and over again how much I love personally listening to the Ed Mylett show. And I think he's a personal hero of mine. I think he's fantastic. I've yet to see him live, but it's going to happen one of these days. I was listening to one of his episodes just recently entitled The Habit That Will Accelerate Your Next Breakthrough. And if you haven't listened to this, I would tell you to go listen to it before the beginning of the upcoming year. Or if you can't get to it before then, listen to at least your first week of the new year. But you can't get to it. I'm going to talk about it a little bit now because it's impacted how I'm visualizing things and how I'm thinking of things. Anyways, he starts off saying, we all know our phones are listening to us, right? If you talk about Reebok shoes or Nike shoes or strawberries, blueberries, whatever you're talking about, little do you know, it's listening to you, and now all of a sudden you start getting ads for strawberries, blueberries, Reebok shoes, Nike shoes, whatever it is. It's listening to you. The same thing happens, I think he was saying, in the universe. And I can attest to this because the more positively you think, you attract more positivity. He talks a lot about bringing that to this upcoming year and into your life, because he is the one that talks about you are the author of your story. If we're constantly, belittling ourselves and saying that we can't accomplishing this, I can't do this, I can't do that, because your story or your limiting beliefs, maybe that you experienced that were taught to you, maybe when you were a child by your parents or whoever, are affecting how you can make decisions or what you believe today, is keeping you down. And a lot of your limiting beliefs, and because I know this happened to me, was even financial. I can't make that much money. That's not a possibility for me. My parents only did this XYZ. Or I can't achieve this, I can't do that. And the more you say that to yourselves, the more it's going to come to fruition. But the more that you change your story and speak that into existence, and disregard your limiting beliefs that you've grown up with, the more you can change your life. He talks about how we need to be finding the new versions of ourselves year after year. If you look at our bodies, he says, our skin replaces itself. He says even our skeletons, replace itself. It's constantly regenerating, and doing that kind of thing. So he's saying, why aren't we constantly regenerating? Becoming a new version of ourselves. He's like, you keep the same values and the same core who you are. You're not changing that, but changing who you want to become, what you're trying to achieve. Because if you go through the same year that you just got done with for this upcoming year, and you're thinking, man, I didn't really grow any more than I did the previous year, what are we doing? Are we just staying in our comfort zones? And he talks a lot about embrace new challenges. With new challenges, as you continue to grow to that next level of yourself and get to the next level professionally, emotionally, physically, he's like that. It also brings new challenges. He uses the term "new levels brings new devils," and it's true. You might be comfortable where you're at right now. You might be comfortable where you're at financially. You might be comfortable where you're at physically. You might be comfortable where you're at emotionally, but you have never seen growth by just staying in neutral or treading water. Growth only happens as you're swimming against the current. And that's what he's getting at. And I've seen that in my own life, and I know you've seen it in your life as you try to embrace new challenges. And he says 90% of the population, he said 9 out of 10, people don't really want to push beyond once it becomes a little bit challenging. They don't want to do much more after that. I'm okay. I'll stay where I'm at. Nah, that's too much. But do you want that to be you? 30, 40 years from now, what memories do you want to have for yourself? What memories do you want to accomplish for yourself? And I would definitely go off of that. For me, I have not written the end of my story yet. I want to continue to achieve more. Not just I'm not just talking financially. I'm talking more as a father, more as a husband, more as a spiritual side of me. Obviously more physically, because I haven't got to my physical goals yet either. But there's so much more we can improve in ourselves. And then he came into identifying your accelerator habits. Establish a key habit that creates momentum. It's acting like a domino effect that can break down other barriers in your life. A few months ago, I talked about how I changed my routine, and now I'm getting to my office around 7:30. And how I talked about what I'm doing during those key hours where many people are still home or sleeping. I feel like that is a huge accelerator habit for me, because I'm accomplishing more than most people are doing. In a day, I feel like within those 3 hours. And by the time my normal people's days are starting, now I'm rocking and rolling, and I'm really looking into, okay, what else can I do? What opportunities are out there for me to grab a hold of, and how can I move the needle further for myself, for my company, for my family, for my world, my universe today. And honestly, if I can't go home, and you gotta be, we've talked about having grace for yourself. I feel like, every day, you got to give yourself some leeway. You can't, judge yourself. Oh, did I go out and just absolutely murder it and kill it today? Maybe you had a day that you just wanted to sit by and take a day off with your daughter and spend some days. doing some stuff like that. Great. Now you're not, it's not, you know, a step backwards for you. You're just taking a step backwards, maybe in the professional side, but then you're taking a huge leap forward in the personal side of your life and growing that side. So I think too many of us just measure our lives in the financial, professional side of our lives, and we forget about the personal and the physical and the emotional, the spiritual sides of our lives, because I think we have to be well-rounded as we continue to go forward. And then it talks about surrounding yourself with growth-oriented individuals. We've talked a lot about this. As you get further in your life and you're becoming different versions of yourself, your circles kind of start to get smaller. But engage with people who challenge your comfort zones, as the voices you allow into your life significantly influence your results. So, if you want to be in better shape, surround yourself with people who are more physically fit. If you want to be more financially fit and more financially well off, surround yourself with more people that are financially well off and more creative people. If you want to be more spiritual, surround yourself with people that are more spiritual, and so on. And then avoid distractions from the peripheral individuals. Don't let background actors, those who are not central to your main story, distract you from your main goal. And meaning people on social media, the trolls, the haters out there. Anytime, I follow the Muscle. He was on the Diesel Brothers, and I have to laugh when he posts, because so many people go on his posts and just spew hatred. And it's crazy. It's crazy that so many people just want to hate and spread hatred out there. And, you want to surround yourself with people that when you talk about ideas and share successes, then it doesn't sound like bragging to them. It sounds like, oh wow, that's cool. Let me tell you about what I'm doing. It sounds like you're bouncing ideas off each other. If it sounds like bragging, then maybe you need to just, go into a different circle. And because if you're trying to brag, that's one thing. But if you're really just trying to share ideas and share different stories, that's another. But if like, for example, if the Muscle or any of you guys were to listen about all the haters, every single hatred, comment story out there, no one would get anything done. It's ridiculous. So be a new, version of yourself. Step out of your comfort zones. Recognize that comfort zones are hidden, and they can hinder progress. Actively seek to break free from them and achieve that personal growth that you need. You need to be self-aware. And this upcoming year, be thinking, how can I become a better version of myself? How can I be a new version of myself, and not get to the end of 2025 and think, I'm pretty much where I was at the beginning of 2025. Don't do that to yourself. Don't listen to those limiting beliefs. Don't listen to the haters, and step out of the comfort zones. Even if it's, the comfort zones of your personal side or your physical side, or whatever it is. I have some comfort zones I have to step out of. I keep sabotaging my physical side with dietary interruptions, breaks that I take with my good dietary habits that I need to be putting into effect. So, we're not perfect. We're here to be tested and be better. But we can be better every year, and we can be that new person that we want to be every year. And so push yourself forward, and have something in the back of your mind that pushes you, and have those friends around you that push you and support you. And if you don't have them, change groups, change friends, because they're not there to bring you up and lift you up. They're there to keep you down and keep you at their level. So if you're really wanting to grow, It's time to make some hard cuts. And even though when you get to that level and you're trying to get to that new level, it's going to feel awkward. It's going to feel weird at first. And that day, 5, day 10, day 20, day 30, it's going to still feel weird. Even by the time it gets day 90, it's going to feel better, but it's still going to feel weird. But as you continue on, it's going to start feeling like the new normal. And those new devils, as you get to that new level, are going to appear, because it might be a little lonely as you get, you ditch a group and go to a new group that is more supporting. But you can't go back. You can't go back if people aren't supporting you where you want to be. So I hope that was helpful. Obviously, listen to this episode, because Ed Mylett is so much better than I am. Will help you. Go out there, be happy, be grateful, find opportunities to serve others, and have a great rest of 2024. Have a fantastic upcoming 2025. You guys can accomplish greatness. We all can, but you can't listen to the limiting beliefs that we have in our minds. Adios. Have a great, great week. See ya.
Congratulations on spending a couple of minutes getting a little bit smarter, having some fun, and supporting the Idaho business community. If you're feeling the love, make sure to subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you are.